Okay, this is, hi everybody. Again, this is Vince with Listings to Leads, and today we're going to talk about Facebook advertising. We used to do this call in two halves, kind of what to do as an agent with maybe one or a couple listings, and then what to do as an office, which has more listings. So I'm going to talk a little bit about both of those, but we're definitely going to jump into the system now. So we're going to kind of go over it all in a 1 hour class. Now we're recording this right now, and we are going to put it on our Listings to Leads Facebook page. Yesterday you will see that we did a getting started call. Today we're going to talk about Facebook. So if you already have an account with us, you just log in to the top. Otherwise you can sign up for a trial right on the homepage. And let me get there real quick and log in. Of course, it'll just be a pain today. I just rebooted this to make sure everything is fast, but nothing is fast. So while I am suffering through to get in here, I do want to remind everybody that we do have a chat panel here. So if you have questions at any time, please put them in there, and I will kind of take a breath now and then and jump in on them. One of the questions before the call started was, where can we see videos if we don't have, if we miss a call, right? So first, and I'm going to jump on that in just a second, what I do want to point out though is every day that when you log in, we have a little pop-up here, and we always have, like, join us for our trainings here. Try not to ignore these, and especially try not to ignore what's at the top, because when something is new and important, this is the quickest way we have to communicate it with you, and we put it right here. This particular recorded webinar by Shannon actually talks about Facebook, and we actually should put the word Facebook in here because people don't know what it's about. But he's getting a ton of traction, a ton of leads, both buyers and sellers from Facebook. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. It's a broader strategy that we've been talking about for over a year. Shannon is just the most recent client who came to us and said, hey, in 4 months I got 900 leads, and now he's got even more. But you can hear what he's doing, how he's doing it. Smart guy. I recommend you watch it. Also about Facebook, when you click to the left, that just goes away. There's a Facebook advertising page. Okay, so we'll jump into that in just a second, but I want to point out that first answer to the first question, and that's right here, tutorials FAQ. When we record something, and all of it, we do a lot of video recording for just training purposes. So if you're trying to post to Craigslist, or if you're trying to do a video, or you're trying to do a postcard, whatever you want, you can go to tutorials FAQ, type in the search box there, and anything related to that will pop up. There is a lot of written information there and a lot of video information there. And our calls, usually like these, go up there. But we also put them right on our Facebook page. So since we're talking about Facebook, I want you all to be aware of this Facebook advertising button, the second green button. And it's basically what I tell people: you should know everything on this page inside and out. And I 100% believe that, because we can see what Facebook is doing for our clients. You've probably heard of Facebook. Obviously, if you're on this call, you've got some interest in it. And we've got clients who are just, a normal real estate agent. They hear about Facebook, they grab the tools, and we give them the how-to, right? Here's how you do it. Here's how you get the page. Here's how you get the tool, and here's how you do it. It's right here on this page. But also, what's really important is a recorded webinar here and an interview here. And this tells you the deeper strategy, which is what we talk about. We're going to talk about a little bit today. So the nuts and bolts are here, like, hey, what do I do to get an ad up, right? It's right here. Number 2 here, it says click here to see how to place an ad in 2 minutes. The video down below shows you how to create these kinds of landing pages. Now I'm going to walk you over there, but you're probably going to forget half the stuff I see. So this is all right here under this Facebook advertising button right here, the second button, okay? Read the interview, the recorded webinar. I think that's the one with Shannon Pyatt. These two things are basically saying the same thing, and that is to run ads on Facebook for your listings, and then at the parallel time, run ads for new listings, run a property valuation, right? So let's go look at that. Let's jump into that, and let's start talking about what to do on Facebook. Okay. So first of all, let's talk about the listings part of it. Now, meaning, how do you advertise a listing? I have a listing. What do I do if I want to really make my business explode with Facebook? How am I going to use listings to leads, and what am I going to do there? Okay. So one of the things that both Shannon and Melanie Banks, they are on that Facebook page. What they both do is they both run ads for just a couple bucks a day for all of their listings, right? And what that does on Facebook, you'll see why in a minute, it shows everybody in your target markets that you're actually involved in real estate, right? If you don't know this, as of November of 2014, over 71% of adults, not teenagers, are on Facebook in the United States, okay? I don't know how you're going to get in front of 71% of your target market, but I don't think postcards are going to do it, and probably not a sandwich board and not a bus stop either. So you've got a way for just a couple bucks a day to get your brand, your name, and some advertisement about your tools in front of a bunch of people who are in your market. Okay? I don't know where you all are, but my guess is minimum 50% of your target market is sitting on Facebook a lot. So what do? We've got listings, and maybe we don't have listings. Maybe you're one of the new agents that doesn't have any listings. You're looking for listings, but you still want to take advantage of this kind of strategy, right? And the strategy is, hey, let's let people know we're real estate professionals, one, and two, let's get some property valuation pages out there, okay? So that if they want to find out what their home is worth, they can use our tool to do that. So we're taking part of the first part of the strategy, which is, how do I get my brand out there? How do I let people know that I'm even in real estate, right? Now, you can see I've got a bunch of listings here. And if you don't have any listings, you can borrow them. You might be able to borrow them from your office. You certainly can check with local people that just say, hey, I want to market your home to get more buyers. Can I do that? There are no requirements in listings to leads. You can just pull it in here or manually put it in. But what our clients are doing, you can use any of these tools here, the single property website or virtual tour or flyers. But what the majority of our clients are doing to attack Facebook is they're using the listing landing page. And the landing page is really what you want to be familiar with. And I'm going to show you what over here on the left, you can see some red kind of statuses: active, active contingent, active, just sold, active contingent. So that means that we can market the same home at different times, right? At different statuses. And that's important on Facebook because 50% of the people are on Facebook in your market, at least. And you want them to know that you've got homes coming soon. Maybe just listed, maybe open houses, maybe active contingent or under contract or price reduced, and of course, just sold, right? You want people to know that I do all of these things in real estate. So how do I do that, right? Well, you get the listing in here, and here's a landing page. This one here says active contingent. Let me click up here real quick. I want to see if I have something. Actually, I have it at the bottom. I have coming soon right here. So this coming soon, I'm going to click on this, and this is going to give us, hopefully, the default look of what a listing landing page looks like. And what a landing page is, especially for L2L vernacular, it's a page that just captures information. It doesn't have a bunch of links about schools or about you or about mortgage or anything like that. It's like, here's a home, here's the status. If you want more information, give us your information. Okay, that's what we call landing pages. If you had a property description, it would be beneath this photo. For a lot of real estate agents, this is not that exciting, right? It's like, I don't want to put that out there. However, for a lot of offices, they don't want to have to make this. There's a way to make this a really cool page. I'm going to show you that in just a second. But an office might have hundreds of listings. They don't have time to upload big photographs and this and that. So you can use it at the office level and it still works really well. You can even use it at the agent level, because the thing is, you want to change up what you put out there. But that is a listing landing page, and I'm going to show you something a little bit sexier here. This is a listing landing page also for a different property, but it's active contingent, okay? And this might look familiar to you. Give it a second to pull up here. This kind of look looks very similar to our property valuation pages, right? They're mobile responsive, big gorgeous photograph. You want to upload a picture of your home, maybe the front like here, or the kitchen, or a beautiful room. And then you take this and you put it on Facebook, right? So here's the thing, there is a web address at the top. You can't see it because my recording window is a little bit smaller. You copy that link and you put it on Facebook, and you tell Facebook, hey, I want everybody, in this case in Naples, I want everybody in Naples and maybe 10 miles out to see that I've got a home that's active contingent, or coming soon, or just listed, or just sold. And you're able to target everybody inside and around Naples with Facebook, and that's the key. And what we tell you, and you got to kind of understand this, when you're running listing landing pages, and that's what this is, it's about a listing, you only need to do it for like $1, $2, $3 a day. Now, as I told you at the beginning of the call, there's an interview with Shannon Pyatt. Shannon has about 20 listings in his account, okay? And he runs every listing for $1 a day for 30 days. Now, you can imagine having 30 ads on Facebook about all kinds of homes in different areas. You're going to get some visibility. Then when you start layering on that, hey, what is your home worth? Get your property valuation now. Well, then you're getting even more listings. And so that's the broader strategy, is use listing landing pages like this to tell the market you're in real estate, that you're a professional in real estate, okay? And then use the property valuation pages to say, hey, let me help you get your home value, okay? So I showed you this kind of the default old school looking landing page. How do we make this one look super cool like this one, right? That's a good question. So here's how we do it. You go down to property number 8, because property number 8 is that one that's got the default. And this is a little bit convoluted, but it is how it is for the moment. You actually click on the virtual tour button, okay? And when you click on virtual tour, you get a couple of options here. And the one you want to take advantage of is upload a high resolution photograph, okay? And notice I have a photograph here, and there are two little options here. We don't see the right one because that's not a big photograph. When we say high resolution, what we really want is a photograph that is 1900, 2000 pixels wide, okay? So I'm gonna go grab that right now, and let's see what that looks like. I think I've got one over here. Give me a second, guys. Let's see here. Yeah. So this picture here, when I click it here and it says it's 2000 pixels wide, I don't know how you're going to know how wide a picture is, but you're going to have to figure out your computer. A lot of people call and say, I don't know how big this picture is. You'll have to figure that out, okay? But when you get a picture that is 2000 pixels wide or 1900 pixels wide, you see it gives you this option here. It says listing landing page. Notice this one does not have the option because the photo is too small. So if I click this radio button and click save all edits, I can then go back to that same landing page, and I'm going to go back to it now. And I haven't refreshed it, but right now I'm going to go up to the top and I'm going to refresh it, and it's going to take that kind of, you know, boring looking page and freshen it up with a big photograph like this, okay? So that's how you make a landing page look really awesome. And then the next step is to take it over to Facebook. So I see a question here. I'm going to answer that question. And it says, is there any way to take an old pic and stretch it to 1900? No, no. So what that means is if you took a small picture and you expand it, they get pixelated. They look blurry. You do not want to do that. It's fine to take a larger picture and shrink it, but the other way is just not good, okay? So this now says coming soon, and coming soon is an awesome way. If your MLS allows you to do that, by all means do that, right? Just get one photo. I don't know, use one of these new smartphones or do whatever you got. What I will tell you is this: the background images on both listing pages like this and property valuation pages, make sure they're good, okay? Um, the folks that get the most results from this are using really high quality pics. So don't do something kind of random or not put together right. So I got one more question, and we're going to jump over to Facebook and see how to run this. I just set my camera to the best and just one or two pics. When I visit the property, and I just take one or two pics. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, set your camera to high resolution, take one or two pics, choose the best one, upload it here in the back. So up on the top, again, you can't see this, there is a website URL. It starts with searchallproperties.com/information/address. You want to copy that whole thing, and you want to go to Facebook, okay? So we're talking now about, hey, how are we going to build? How are we going to tell the market that I'm even a real estate professional, right? And I'm going to go here. There's a button on the top right. It's a triangle pointing down. Click Create Ads. There is a way, I'm sure many of you have seen it, to boost ads. We're not quite sure what that is. It's just not as powerful as what we're talking about here, okay? Excuse me. So I'm pulling this up to create an ad on Facebook. And there, the way to run an ad on Facebook for a listing landing pages, which is what we have, and for a property valuation page, it's very similar. So you can watch this, but there are a couple of important differences. So we're going to get to that. The objective here on Facebook is to send people to your website, and this confuses people every once in a while. So I'm just going to kind of state it for you. We're not sending people to your website like, Larry, real estate agent in Miami.com, right? We're sending it to our landing page. That is now your website, okay? And just click here, and it pops it in, and there's a little wheel spinning, and what that does is that sort of sets everything up. Now, I'm going to tell you something really important here, everybody. And this is really important. We just started finding it out. We just heard about it lately, and it's a little bit concerning, but we're going to talk about it, and I want you to pay attention to all this right now, okay? Because Facebook has been shutting down accounts for real estate agents, and we think we know why, so we want you to be very careful and be aware of this. So what we're doing is we're sending people to this page, and what we want everybody to know is, in my case, I'm going to use my Lafayette, right? I'm in Lafayette. So if I take the location is the first thing, I'm going to type in Lafayette, okay? And when I do that, it says Lafayette, California, yep. And when I click that, it says my audience is being changed, and it says Lafayette plus 25 miles. So it kind of depends on where you are in the country. If you're in a place with many small towns, that's not even the factor. What you got to think about is, where is the reach? Let me explain to you. 25 miles from Lafayette is San Francisco. And people in San Francisco may not be interested in my home for sale in Lafayette. But if I change this, hey, they move that. They move that closer. That's good, so that it makes more sense. If they change it to 10 miles, well, that's really a lot more interesting, because 2 miles away is Walnut Creek, Danville, Alamo, all these places that those folks would be interested in this property. I definitely want them to know I'm in real estate, because I might want to do a transaction in Alamo. So I want to get my message out, and that's how you do it, okay? You might want to bracket age, okay? Now, in Lafayette, homes are pretty expensive. So I may not want people under 25 years old to even be bothered clicking on it, because I pay for the click and stuff like that. There's other demographics, I just ignore it. Okay? But what is important is the budget. So here, the default is $5 a day. Some of our clients do it for $1 a day, $3 a day. Set your date, and I'm going to put this for $3 a day. And I'm going to say I want it to set my date from today, and I think it goes out a month. So definitely don't we don't recommend, or I don't recommend running an ad a month, but I do recommend 3 or 4 days at a time, because let's say I'm running this coming soon, right? Which is it is coming soon, and it's going to be going just listed in 5 days. Well, I want this one to end, and I'm going to run the same ad for maybe $3 a day or $1 a day, but just listed for a week, right? And then after that, I'm going to say, hey, here's an open house for the same home. So with the same home, we're marketing over and over again to a place where at least 50% of your target market is sitting. Is that you're grasping that, right? So I hit the wrong date, and that's just kind of a weird thing, the way that they lay this out. I'm going to change it. So now you can see it says 15 bucks a day. And I'm going to see if advanced options shows us. So we want to get clicks to website, run ads all the time, more options. Let's see here. There's something, and I think what I want to point out is there is a place that shows you what they're charging per click. I don't see it here, but so we won't get into it. Here is an important point though, is it allows you to upload multiple photographs. Facebook allows you to upload multiple photographs. You might want to do that, because if the ad's going to run for a while, you know me, I log into Facebook 3, 4, 5 times a day. Every time I log in, do I want to look at the same photograph or a different photograph? By uploading different photos, people see a different photo on the ad. It's going to say the same language, but that's kind of it, right? So down below, this is where you really get to the meat of what's going on. When you copy the link, like we did when we started this, and we put it here, some default language drops in. Coming soon, Lafayette, right? And then get the current price, blah, blah, blah. That's cool. Sometimes it's not that wordy, right? Or sometimes it's not that powerful. For instance, there might be something really unique about this home. Maybe it's in a really awesome neighborhood. Maybe it has a brand new remodeled kitchen. Who knows? But you can actually change these words. Whatever I put here, coming soon in Lafayette, you don't have many characters. It's actually showing that I've only got 2 characters left. Here you might want to say, you know, because if inventory is tight in your market, let's just sort of imagine, well, hey, you know, brand new kitchen, and notice that while I type it here, the words above the photograph on the right get updated. And I'm going to say schedule a showing before it hits the MLS, right? Scheduled to view, whatever, right? Before it hits the MLS. It's moving kind of slowly because I got all these things running. MLS, right? And then you can choose a button to learn more, right? Or sign up or something like that. And when you choose that button, it puts a little button on the bottom right of the picture. Another thing that's really smart to do is put some more information. When I click hide advanced options, it gives me 200 more characters. Those characters are going to be right here. Maybe here you talk about the awesome school district, or some of the customization, or whatever. Maybe there's a wine cellar, maybe there's a horse barn, who knows? But whatever's going to get people to click this, you want to use, right? You don't get many characters on Facebook, so really be thoughtful about it. Don't just use our default words there, because they don't do, they're not as powerful as what you know about these properties, okay? Now, remember I told you there's something really important going on Facebook, and I want you to be aware of it. Putting numbers in any of this area that we're typing in right now, coming soon, the text above it, the text below it, the custom text we're clicked on right now, that is a flag for Facebook. They don't like to see digits, numerals, 4.5%, nothing like that. And that's getting real estate agents flagged across the country. Do not do that, okay? I hope everyone understands what I'm saying, because somebody called us and said, hey, I ran an ad and I said I was doing, you know, we do everything at 5%, and boom, that triggered Facebook, and Facebook shut down their account. If you remember the old days of Craigslist kind of hammering real estate agents, it's kind of reminiscent of that. So I don't want anybody to fall into that trap. And so if you don't understand what I'm saying, now's the time to ask a question. Let's see here. Speaking of question, when others that have had success in Facebook marketing for their listings, uh, do they never more on the demographic area? No, Sean. The demographic area, it's really, Scott used to dive down pretty hard on that. But everybody just sort of brackets on the age, right? There are more things you can click on and you self-select people out. Can't use text or 800 numbers. Right, that's a good question, Doug. Because some of our tools do have text and 800 numbers, and I don't have the answer to that. I'll talk to Scott about that. For instance, when we look at our page here, we can actually put in an 800 number right here, right? They may not mind that. What we do think, and think is really the operative word. We're not exactly sure what's happening yet. If you put that number right here or here, that's what's causing the flag, okay? So as a reminder, this is a listing landing page. We're running it for $1 or $3 a day. We're doing it for a few days. We're targeting not just the town where the listing is, but 10 miles out. You can use your discretion. That might be, I don't know, if you're in Manhattan, maybe you want to be right in Manhattan. You don't want people in Brooklyn to see this or whatever, who knows. But definitely if you're in some of the rest of the country where, there are neighboring towns, you got to use your judgment. Do you want 10 miles out or 25 miles out, right? Then you click this green button at the bottom and you click place order, and that pushes this live, okay? So let's see if I've forgotten anything here. Oh, yes. When you run this ad, at the end of the ad, or maybe possibly during the beginning, there's a place to manage your ads. And our clients who are running these ads are they're noticing that people are seeing it by the thousands, right? 1,000, 2,000 people are seeing this. Now, when you're looking at this ad, it says listings to leads. It's not going to say listings to leads when you run the ad. It's going to say your business page. And if your picture is there, they're going to start to realize, like, whoa, this guy's got things coming soon. She's got a home open house. Who is this? They start to see your face, right? They start to see that you're in real estate. That's the object of running ads on Facebook for $1 or $2 a day. Every once in a while, they're going to click on those and they're going to fill something out and you're going to get some leads too. But we're really building the brand, right? Why are we building the brand? Because when we start throwing out property valuation pages to get listings, we want people to be familiar with our name, okay? So are there any questions on this part? If not, I'm going to jump off of it and we're going to go over to the side for property valuation. So I don't see any questions yet. I will remind you that both the default look on the listing landing page and the other, the new look with a big photograph, both work really well, okay? I'm going to delete this because I always like to come back to this and show people what it looks like. So if I delete a photograph that is a current listing landing page, it will just revert back to the old look. Okay, so you might create a listing landing page and say, God, I don't like that photograph. I want a new photograph, and that's it, right? So when I'm going to close this and we're going to jump into the listing part of it. How do I get listings from Facebook, right? It may not make sense, but actually seeding the market with the fact that you're a real estate agent in the way that I just showed you is really, really powerful. When Shannon Pyatt, if you watch that video or if you listen to Melanie Banks, they're not just running property valuation ads. And that's the difference for agents who are learning about Facebook and they jump over to our homepage, they see how to run a property valuation ad, and they throw it out there and they get X number of leads, and that's great. But the ones that get like enormous amounts of leads are really using Facebook as a marketing platform, not just a lead capture for listing valuations. So let's now go look at the landing page section. Now hopefully we're doing a lot of things here, and I got to tell you that you got to get on our calls with us from time to time because we change a lot of things. And one thing I hope is going to change is this page here, which is the landing page tab, because there are 5 pages here designed to capture listing leads for you, right? You don't know what they are unless you really read hard. It would be better if they were all in one row or one column, but hopefully one day it'll look like that. But the point is, get on our calls because every couple of weeks we are making changes and adding improvements. We're changing landing pages even all the time. Shannon sends leads to Shannon home marketing page, and Scott asked to create area pages. What are my thoughts? Yeah, community pages is what Scott was referring to. I don't really have, I talk to a lot of people, right? I talk to a lot of real estate agents. I'm the one that sets up the offices. I think that some of this minutia is just confusing to real estate agents. Listings to leads is confusing. There's a ton of tools in here. So for you to manage like 5 or 10 pages, awesome. Are you that kind of person? If so, do it. If you're an average real estate agent, have your, Jane, Marie realtor page and just run it from there. Just, don't make your life complicated unless you're really a complicated person. I don't know, that's kind of a lame answer, but it works really well. As you can see, Shannon is crushing it, and he's driving people to a page that's just about his marketing system. I mean, this guy is one of our top clients in terms of lead generation. He doesn't have a bunch of stuff for, all these all these pages. So, some people really like, they really like to just go down one rabbit hole in the next. And if you're that kind of person, have fun, right? But I just, I talk to people like, get some ads out there, do it the way I'm telling you, and you're going to see success. And that's what I'm really more into. So over here are a bunch of landing pages. Some of them are for like FSBOs and expireds. They're great. Some are for, list of homes and whatnot. But what is your home worth? Property valuation plus, property valuation 2, and growing family. These are all designed to capture listing leads, okay? And that's why I want them all in one column so that you can just know, like, hey, I'm looking for listings, what do I do, right? If I'm looking for buyers or other creative stuff, go over there. You can also create your own custom landing page, put your own form in there, get your own message. Sometimes people are doing classes for first-time home buyers, or they got a new lending partner and they want to talk about a new loan or whatever. You can kind of go do that story over there, right? So what I'm going to focus on is this one here. I do recommend that you look at all these, and this is kind of like normal marketing. Growing family, basically, I'm going to make the assumption that you all want listings, right? If your strategy is to get listings on Facebook, which I'm hoping it is, you don't want to run the same ad for a year, right? You want different ads for a year. And here's one, growing family. So they can see, hey, I'm a realtor and I know how to handle people whose families are growing. So we've got different pages for, all designed to capture listings, but we want, we have a different look. And I want to remind you that that's kind of marketing 101. Even Budweiser changes their ads because you're going to just, glaze over it after 3 or 4 months. So we build a lot of tools. This is property valuation 2. I'm going to show you this landing page, and you're going to go, that's not very exciting. We built this because our clients are saying this page is working for us. Would you put it in here to just make it easier for us? So it's a really simple page. It's not as kind of amazing and as the other property valuation ones, but some clients get better leads from here. And I am going to kind of point out that in some areas, marketing is different. What responds in marketing is different. For instance, if you're in Florida or you're in Seattle, the same tool will not work the same way. We know this because we have clients all over the country. So we build tools that work for kind of everyone, right? And so you got to kind of test it. So when you're setting up something, and do me a favor, people, if you're listening, give me the name of a city where you're marketing, where you're one of your farm areas. And I'm going to show you how you create these in one fell swoop. Okay. When you're doing this, as I said, there are 5 pages. Please create them and click on them And here's one here. Okay, Worcester, Fort Wayne. I'm going to do Clearwater. I know how to spell Clearwater. Okay. So this is what you do. You come here and you type in the word clear water. Okay. And you click save. And when you click save, that's it. You don't need Texas because the way you're going to target it is it's going to, and notice there's a green message that says we created your series successfully. You're targeting this right inside Texas, so we don't need to put Texas in the actual ad, right? And everybody gave me a city with a state. You don't need to do that. But now what that green message there means is I now have a Clearwater page in every one of these buttons. I'm going to click on the FSBO one, right? And it goes to the bottom. And here's FSBO. And I'm going to just talk about this real quick. This isn't a listing landing page. We'll just talk about it real quick because there are FSBOs. I think everybody knows that FSBOs are an important part of business and marketing to them is. This landing page works really well, and it basically says, hey, would you like us to do some marketing for you? You probably know why you want to do that marketing because you can get more buyers, and this FSBO is probably going to hand that property over to you in a few months anyway, just because you're handling some of the hard work for them. But don't take a landing page like this and run it on Facebook. I spoke to one of our office clients yesterday, and he's got an ad, and I said, look, a FSBO, there's not all the homes in your market are FSBOs. It's a very small number. So don't use a shotgun approach to something that requires a rifle, very pinpointed. Print this, take the URL at the top, put it on a postcard, mail it out, email it to them if you can. But don't use Facebook, which is going to reach thousands of people, okay? Unless you just feel like you're doing it from a branding perspective. Let's see here. Okay, so let's get back to, we created our landing pages. As I said, try all these out. I want you to see what the consumer is going to see. I want you to see the auto response the consumer is going to see. I want you to see what your lead is going to look like, okay? You can test them all out. These look exactly like what's going on, what the consumer is going to see. Now, right here, Clearwater's at the bottom of Property Valuation Plus. This is one of the most popular landing pages. It does have a built-in Zillow valuation at the back, right? But you'll see from the page that it's designed to coax that information out. And I think everybody, everybody wants leads. Everybody understands we're marketing on the internet. And everybody should understand that nobody wants to give you your contact information, right? You know that. You hopefully have been doing this for a couple days. And you understand that getting contact information is the tough part. Property Valuation Plus, this page is very unique and very powerful. And we designed it not only to give you a Zillow valuation, which I think there are other companies that do that, but we've designed this page to get the information that you're looking for in it, right? To get the contact information. So here's what happens. You can type in an address and click go. That's the first part. At this point, you, the real estate agent, are going to get a lead. We call it a partial lead. Good lead. You can still do things with it. You can use Intellius and Spokio and Vulcan 7 and some other systems. I definitely recommend it. Our clients that are getting the best results are generating a lot of leads, and they are investing in that kind of platform to get to deepen the leads that they're getting. So right when you put in a property address, it says, okay, great. Can you confirm this information, right? And you're like, yeah, okay, that's it, yes. There's a reason for this. I'm looking at my house right here. I can see that this information is my house. I'm getting some buy-in here. I'm the consumer. I'm realizing that you know what you're talking about, right? Without me even talking to you. So I'm clicking on it. And let's give a second. What's the next page? The next page says, we have the valuation for this address. At this point, I got to go in and give you my information. And notice on the bottom, it says, hey, you can see it, that, whoa, that is the valuation, right? That's what I'm after. So I'm going to just type in my information because I want it, right? And I'm going to put here, I'm going to change, sorry guys. What did I do? Okay, good. I'm going to change this to, it's killing me. Bear with me, everybody. I'm just going to do this so that we can look at the, maybe I'll get my lead and we can see what it looks like. And then what's my interest in moving, right? When I change my interest to moving, I need to sell soon so I can buy. Whatever I put here, it, it that message, the reason why, it flows into the box on the bottom behind it in red. And it says, hey, if you need to sell so that you can buy, get your real-time actual home value. 5-minute valuation. And that's what we're after, right? That's what we're trying to do. And so that page is configured to get that information all, is in the best way that we can with full contact information. So that's what they get. And I'm sure that there are people that are not excited about Zillow valuations, but if you start running these ads and you start getting, 50 or 100 leads over the weekend, you might not want to be doing CMAs for all those people. So this really works well. I've spoken to a number of real estate agents who have the link Zillow site talking about Zillow estimate. And if you don't know that number, you should go read Zillow's number, because it's kind of amazing that they'll even put it on their own website. And basically what it's saying is, I think 10% of the time they're 50% off, right? They're just some enormous number. They're not accurate. You want to know that, right? And you might want to have that as an auto response or in your email to say, hey, you know what? Because at this point, the consumer has this information. They've also got an auto response from you. Let's go over there and, I got to open my email. I restarted my computer, so that's going to take forever. So the consumer is going to get an auto response with this in here. You as the real estate agent are also going to say, you got a lead from this address, and here's the valuation that they have, right? Auto response and basic questions. The question is, does it say it's from Zillow? So this is the valuation. Outlook is opening. This is me. I'm the real estate agent here. So that's going to be you. Down here, if I scroll down, it says Zillow right here. All properties. But that's my listings to lead. And that's Zillow right there, right? So let's see if that works. So they will kind of know, that's better. So it is provided by Zillow, right? What I was talking about regarding that link, a lot of real estate agents just save that link, and they haven't. They're saying that 10% of the time they're 40% off. Would you like to schedule 5 minutes so we can get an actual valuation, right? And that's gets into conversion. I don't know how many times people email us and say, I got to figure out what to do with all these leads, right? So here is the page, right? And what we want to do with that page is put it on Zillow, or not on Zillow, but on Facebook. So I'm going to copy this one more time, but before I do it, I'm going to go here and I'm going to show you that when you click Edit Page, you can change the landing page image. And by all means, change that image. I think the people who will tell you, we've got Melanie Banks and Shannon, and a lot of people, they change that image because when it's more specific to their area, just like any marketing, I'm going to respond to it, right? If you show me a generic picture that could be anywhere in the United States, it's not going to mean as much as something that's really specific to my area. Now, I was talking with Coldwell Banker in New Jersey yesterday, and they're running these ads for their office, and I told them what I've already told you is make sure and get a really good picture, right? And I wish I had it open, what he showed me. He said, Vince, I got to just tell you, I know what you're telling me. I have this picture that I have of a diner. It's a restaurant. It's a restaurant in our town. But the diner looks like one of those old railroad cars, like it's an old railroad car, and inside there are tables and all that. But you know that this is right here in this town. It's a small town. And he said, this is not like an awesome high-def picture, but everybody knows it, and this ad gets the most clicks, okay? So this is my picture for Lafayette. This is the Lafayette Reservoir. There's a 2.5 mile walk around here. Everybody with a dog and a kid and 2 legs walks around this all the time in Lafayette. So I know that if somebody sees this, they're going to be like, oh yeah, this must be somebody local, right? It's not like a national company just trying to grab my information and go on, right? So take a couple minutes and get a photograph. Don't put a photograph of a singular home on this, right? Because not all homes are exactly alike. A downtown shot, a main street, a bridge, a sign, something that says, "Hey, this is where we are." Even a Google map. Our clients have done, top-down Google Maps, but this is the page, and you want it to look something like that. Nothing is changing on the screen when you're talking about the photo differences. Okay. I haven't changed anything, so let me ask, can everybody see what is my Lafayette home worth? It's got a picture of a little reservoir with a tower in it. I'm going to just take a break for 1 second and see what the answer is. No. Oh, that is a bummer. Stuck on the eval page. No, the photo is stuck on the valuation. All right, guys, give me a second. No, the recording's running. No, has girl standing back to back. Okay, that's a property valuation page. So let me look. Did I click something here? Nice pants, yeah. that's one of our Keller Williams office clients. I gotta change his picture. I'm sure I'm gonna like that. Yeah, what's going on? It looks like we're clogged up. Let me close some pages here. Maybe there's too many things running. Give me a second. Beach, Brisbane, Clearwater. And I'm going to pause my screen. Let's see. The recording has stopped running too, huh? Yeah, so we're definitely having something kind of sticky here. I'm going to pause my screen real quick. So we should get a pause. And then I'm going to press play again. And hopefully that unjams our world here. Can we touch on how to add text to an image within Facebook? Can I, oh, yeah. Let me ask you, can you see my screen yet, everybody? Or are we still stuck? Still stuck. Ugh. No, that is a bummer. Yeah, I'm really sorry about this. So, let's see. I'm thinking as quickly as possible. Okay, you can hear, but you can't see anything. That to me means like the RAM or something. The computer is just not flowing fast enough. So what I was showing you is my Lafayette landing page for Property Valuation Plus. We saw how we got the lead. I'm going to kind of talk through it and then kind of listen. I'm recording this. I'm going to put it up on Facebook. You will be able to see this final part. We're just going to go a couple minutes more. But you can also, I'm going to answer your question. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Wasting time here. So I'm going to copy this link because you do need to know how to run a property valuation ad, and the difference is slight, but it's actually it's important. When you're running an ad on Facebook for property valuation, you don't want to run it outside of the area that you're marketing. For instance, I'm in Lafayette. You can remember when we did the listing landing page, I said I'm going to do Lafayette plus 10 miles out. You don't want to do that when you're running a property valuation, home valuation page, okay? And just go through the steps real quickly because I know we're not all looking at this. But the point is, you paste in that link, you drive traffic to it, and there were two things that we kind of looked at, right? We looked at the location, and when I do this, my location is still Lafayette, but I don't want people 10 miles out, because 10 miles out, now there's somebody in Danville looking at this and going, oh, why do I want to know what my home is worth in in Lafayette because I don't live in Lafayette, right? So we paste in the link. That's not good. Yeah, paste. Good. Got it. Property valuation. And then it shows us everything. And so the first thing is when you're running the location, keep it straight to the city. The age, Lafayette has some expensive homes. I don't think 18-year-olds own homes in my area, right? And then I just leave it at that. So, but on the budget, and you'll hear Shannon talk about this, and Shannon's is going to be different than yours, and so you really got to know this. A lot of our clients run ads $10 a day, $20 a day, and they'll do it for 3 days, maybe Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we recommend that you start that way. Shannon's doing it for $1 a day, but he's also spending like $300, $400 a month. So he's getting preferential treatment and more clicks per dollar, right? So until you get up to that level, put in a few more dollars because when you run an ad, you want to get a number of leads, and $10 to $20 a day usually works pretty well. Again, run it for 3 days. Upload some other photographs if you want that to rotate. And then, you might want to say something about how to get your valuation. I think one thing is it says, find out your home valuation now. And that's a great message. You might want to elaborate on that and say, instantly, because here's the thing. What consumers don't really want to do online is to talk to you, right? And what we're trying to do is get that lead. So in this ad, in this part of the ad, it's very easy for you to get the lead, but you need them to actually click it. And so if they know that they don't even have to talk to you, just get it online now, boom, they're more likely to click that. And that's what we're after, okay? Now somebody asked how we can put numbers, and maybe you missed that part. I got to look at that question one more time. Give me a second here, guys. Or if you can ask the question again, I'm going to pull that up. Give me 1 second. Oh, GoToMeeting is having some problems here. So that's why I've lost all of you. Let's see here. So specifically earlier on the call, I mentioned that you want to avoid putting numbers on there. But Facebook actually doesn't want you to put text on the photographs either. And I was thinking about what to show you regarding this, but I do remember the old days of Craigslist where people would put an ad and they'd put a bunch of numbers or and letters right on a picture. And there's something about that looks a little bit wild, right? It looks just a little bit messy. And Facebook doesn't like that. So if you want to put some kind of text on your ad or on your photos, I really don't recommend it. But if you were going to do it, you need some sort of photo editor. So with that, I'm going to take us back to listings to leads and just point out that on the Facebook advertising is really everything you need to know about this. Tutorials FAQ, if you want to run a landing page on a postcard, type in the word postcard and you'll see how you do it there. We've also got contact support. There are 4 people watching that during the week. That is the fastest way of getting an answer to any problem. You can just put something right here. We can see your account and you can do it there. I know that there's a little chat panel here, but this is a better way, I think, because everybody is watching it. You get your answers right away that way. Sometimes you can call here. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, but I'm on the phone a lot too. So everybody, thanks for your time, and we will have this up on Facebook, and good luck with it.